There was once a man named James who was known throughout the criminal underworld as one of the most intelligent and cunning scammers around. He had a gift for manipulating people and situations to his advantage, and he used this gift to make a fortune through illegal means. But despite his success, James was never satisfied. He was always looking for new challenges and ways to outsmart his enemies. One day, James heard about a wealthy businessman who was known for his greed and gullibility. The man, Mr. Thompson, was rumored to have a safe in his office filled with cash and valuable items. James saw this as the perfect opportunity to pull off the ultimate heist. He began to hatch a plan to break into Mr. Thompson's office and steal the contents of the safe. First, James set out to gather information about Mr. Thompson and his business. He posed as a potential investor and wormed his way into Mr. Thompson's inner circle, gaining the trust of the greedy businessman. Once he had gathered enough information, James put his plan into action. He convinced Mr. Thompson to hire him as a consultant, giving him access to the office and the opportunity to scope out the layout and security measures. With this information, James was able to devise a foolproof plan to break into the office and crack the safe. He gathered a team of skilled thieves and set the plan in motion. On the night of the heist, James and his team snuck into the office, taking care to avoid the security guards and cameras. They made their way to the safe, and James set to work cracking the code. It was a tense moment, as they knew that they only had a limited amount of time before they were discovered. But James was a master of his craft, and he quickly opened the safe to reveal its contents. Inside, they found stacks of cash, jewels, and other valuable items. James couldn't believe his luck. This was the biggest score of his career, and he knew that it would set him up for life. As they made their escape, James couldn't help but feel a sense of satisfaction. He had outsmarted Mr. Thompson and pulled off the perfect heist. But as it turned out, James had underestimated Mr. Thompson's greed and cunning. The businessman had suspected James and his team from the start, and he had set up a trap to catch them in the act. As they tried to make their getaway, they were confronted by a team of armed guards. James and his team were outnumbered and outgunned, and they knew that they had no chance of escaping. As the guards closed in, James couldn't help but feel a sense of regret. He had been so focused on pulling off the heist that he hadn't thought about the consequences. He had let his greed and intelligence lead him down a dangerous path, and now he was paying the price. In the end, James and his team were arrested and sentenced to long prison terms. As he sat in his cell, James couldn't help but wonder what might have been if he had used his intelligence and cunning for good rather than for personal gain.